Hey everyone, Suey here, coming to you mid-July already to do the mid-year freak out tag. We're well into the second half of the year already. I can't believe how fast time's going by. Seriously, it's just kind of blowing my mind that we're halfway through the year, or the summer's half over also, and that, you know, we're halfway back around to Christmas again already. This is crazy. Time is crazy. This is a tag that most people do on their booktube channels to just check in at the half year mark and let everyone know how the reading's been going so far. So let me go through these questions and let you know what I think. I've read 34 books this year so far out of my 60 books reading goal. So I am on track to make that goal. That's a little bit higher of a goal than I usually do. So I'm doing pretty good, I think. First actual question on this tag is the best book you've read so far this year. I would say that would be Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, which I read way back in January for book club. And then I listened to Simu Liu's memoir, We Were Dreamers, which I absolutely adored. And then also This Woven Kingdom, which I read last month, which is the first of a YA fantasy series that is a very loose retelling of Cinderella, based on Persian folk tale. Those would be the ones that stand out so far this year. The best sequel I've read so far this year. I have read a lot of first books this year, but the only sequel that I can see on my list is The Dark Forest, which is the sequel to The Three-Body Problem, which I did actually really quite enjoy. And I read it right around the time that I was watching the series on Netflix also, so I was kind of having a little phase then. I did start a third book while on vacation, but then I let it go back to the library, so I will keep reading that at another time. What's that one called? Death? Something? Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. The Dark Forest was number 2, and I really did enjoy that. New release you haven't read yet, but want to. I have The Woman. I bought it. It's over there. I didn't bring it with me over to this spot. Anyway, yes, I want to read that one. But I know I need to be in the mood for something pretty dark and heavy. I don't know. Am I in the mood for that? I don't know. But I would really like to read that one since I actually bought it and it's waiting for me. So yes, that one. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I have no idea what's getting released in the second half of the year. I can barely keep up with what's already been released. I have no idea what is getting released the second half of the year. So you guys let me know. What book do I need to read the second half of the year? I have no idea. Oh, keeping up is so hard. Biggest disappointment. I have several. Happy Place was such a disappointment. That book was so not happy. So depressing. I don't know. That's an Emily Henry book that I was looking forward to reading and finally read it was not for book club, because Book Lovers was for book club. Happy Place I just finally got, I think, on my Kindle and read it, and I was just like, shoot, this is not what I did. Also, Fourth Wing was a little bit disappointing, although I was pretty much prepared for what that one was. But it still was a little bit disappointing that that book gets such buzz and it's really not that great. And Carrie Soto is back. We read that one for book club. Was really looking forward to it. Heard so many good things about it, and it was just not my favorite. Oh, biggest surprise. I forgot to write down an answer to this one. What was the biggest surprise? I think the disappointment books were also surprises because I really expected some of those to be better than they were. So they were surprises. Is surprise supposed to be more of a positive one? Most of the ones I really loved, I was not that surprised that I loved them. So I don't really have a great answer for that one. I don't know. I read that Kim Ji-young, born 1982, was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting what that book was like. That was kind of a really weird book. So it was kind of a surprise. So I guess I could say that one too. Favorite new author, I would have to say Shelby Van Pelt, because Remarkably Bright Creatures was so great. And so I will be really looking forward to what else she does. And then newest fictional crush. Now I have watched a few videos where people get to this question and they just kind of roll their eyeballs and say, crushes? Who has a crush on characters? Okay, people, just want to say, chill a little bit. You know you love some characters, that's a crush. If you have a favorite new character that you just think is, oh, he's so awesome, or she's so awesome, or whatever, then that is your new fictional crush. Come on, I know you guys have them. Yeah, I just find it funny when people are like, I don't have crushes. But I do. I'm old and I still have crushes on my fictional characters, okay? And my newest fictional crush is Cameron. He is the prince in This Woven Kingdom, and he is awesome. And I love him, and I want all the best for him, and I can't wait to read the next book to see what happens, okay? And my newest favorite character is the girl in that book, Eliza. I guess is how you say her name, spelled a little bit different. And she is awesome also. And so she's my new favorite character, and the dude is my new favorite crush. And the book is one of my favorite books I've read so far this year. So there you go. Book that made me cry. So I started thinking about this one and looking at my list of books, and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of books on my list that made me cry this year. Simu Liu's book made me cry like several times. Like I wanted to sob, heavy cry during some of the stories he was telling. Radical Love by Zachary Levi made me cry. Tree Table Book by Lois Lowry, the little middle grade book about the friendship between the young Sophie and the old Sophie, and when the old Sophie tells some of her stories, you will cry, definitely. Book that made you happy. You know, you'd be surprised. I looked through my list and I'm like, none of them really made me that happy. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of them, but The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, I decided to say for this one because her books are just fun and happy. So yes, that one. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I haven't bought many books this year. I really haven't. The Woman, which is in the other room, which I didn't think of grabbing, but it's kind of not that great of a beautiful book. Even though let's see. This book I got for Christmas, The Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, they're pretty beautiful books. They have this cool edges. They're pretty beautiful. That was actually last year though. I don't think I really bought anything this year. I'm doing pretty good that way. I bought Neil Gaiman. It's not that beautiful though. It's just a book. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have any beautiful books right now. I bought these two books. Are they beautiful? Not really, huh? Kind of cool though. I don't know. What was the last question? Last question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I need to read some of the sequels to the series I started. This Woven Kingdom, I need to read the sequel. A Curse So Dark and Lonely, I need to read the sequel. I think I would like to read the sequel for Heartstopper, at least volume 2. I don't know how many I would read. And what else? Oh, I need to read the sequels. I need to read this one, although I heard this third book isn't that great. And I need to read Oathbringer still. There's just so many sequels and continuations of series that I need to read. I think that's it. I don't think this is a tag one. This is just for everyone to do. So just do it if you haven't done it. Let me know how your year's been going so far. And if you are freaking out, I'm not freaking out. I'm doing great. I think I need to read more books that make me happy. That's what I think. Just, plain old happy. Like you close the book and you're like, oh, I feel so happy now. Until next time, happy reading, bye!